What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on Above Average. As always, my name is Trevor. If you're new to the channel, feel free leaving a like and subscribing. Sounds good. Just got a quick little video today. Just wanted to talk about one specific player. That player being Xavier Bourgault of the Edmonton Oilers. Obviously, I'm an Oilers fan. Yeah, this is just one player I kind of wanted to talk about. I see some pretty good potential here, and I think he's going to be a pretty consistent scorer for the Oilers in the years to come. So I just wanted to kind of break down what kind of player he is for you Oilers fans out there, and why you should be pumped, because I know I'm definitely pumped about having him on board. Potentially the idea of having him with Leon Draisaitl in the years to come, on the same line, that would be pretty freaking sick. So let's hop right into this thing. Xavier Bourgault, he was drafted 22nd overall in the 2021 NHL Draft. So obviously that was last year. That was when COVID was still pretty prominent in everyone's day-to-day lives. And it was like a question mark. That was like the 2021 NHL Draft was a huge question mark. No one really knew what player really was going where with the lack of games that these players played. There's going to be a lot of sleepers for sure in the 2021 NHL Draft, just because you can scout as many players as possible, in previous years. So that is one thing that's really interesting, and that's why it's kind of nice, honestly. I was okay with picking pretty late, because you never know, you might get a pretty good player, in the later rounds, and I think that's what the Oilers did, obviously. I could see him being, just in comparison of other Oilers prospects. Obviously, Dylan Holloway is soon to be making his, I guess he already did log some minutes in the NHL this year in the playoffs. I think it was like maybe 2 minutes against Colorado there, so kind of funny, but these are two players that the Oilers, should be pretty pumped about. I just think, obviously this is just my opinion, so calm down, people, if you're gonna roast me already. This is just my opinion. I think he has a lot more offensive upside than Dylan Holloway, just from some of the numbers that he's been able to put up in the Q. I can go through that right now. His first year, 2018-19, he was playing for the Shawinigan Cataracts. What a cool name that is. In 62 games played, he was able to register 20 points. He followed that campaign up the next season with 63 games and 71 points. So already in his second year, he's a point-per-game player. The 2020-2021 season in the Q, again, still playing. He played all of his whole QMJHL career with the Shawinigan Cataracts. He played 29 games, registering 20 goals, 20 assists for 40 points in his third year. So obviously, and that was kind of the year that, he was eventually drafted, was that year. So not a heck of a whole lot to go off from, but hey, 40 points in 29 games, that's still really, really good. And then this year, wow, he really catapulted out of nowhere. 43 games played, he was able to put up 75 points. So definitely a 100-point player if he's playing all games that year. So really, really cool. I kind of just want to take a look at his scouting report. This is what people were saying when he was drafted. Adam Kimmelman, I don't know if you say that correctly. His skating and speed are standout qualities, and he showed a knack for finding the soft spots in defensive coverages to create scoring chances for himself and his teammates. Mike Morale, I don't know if you're saying that right. Bourgault is a dynamic offensive player who is relentless in his puck pursuit, so kind of like Kyler Yamamoto a little bit. I don't think he's as physical, but you want a relentless kind of player for sure. Bourgault is a highly dynamic offensive player with impressive intelligence, and that's one thing I wanted to talk about. Dude, just looking at this guy, he looks like a smart guy. I don't know if that was just me that got that from him, but just listening to some of his interviews, he sounds very knowledgeable towards the game of hockey, and that's something that's often overlooked. So honestly, hockey IQ is legit, and it is huge. Reading plays, that's something a lot of players really benefit on. The players that aren't that fast, the players, they have to be positionally sound, and that all comes from up here, big brain. So yeah, just looking at the guy, I knew right away he had pretty good hockey IQ, so I was happy to read that right there. With impressive intelligence, as Josh Bell of FC Hockey says. I'll just read a couple more here. Andy Laho. He enjoys expressing his imagination with brilliant dekes and flashy moves, yet his play flows in harmony with offense through his simplicity. And yeah, I'll show some of his highlights. He is a pretty flashy player. He's a nifty skater. He's not afraid to, do some windmill dekes, toe drag every now and then. A little, hey, how are you? So that is pretty cool. All in all, I think that's it for just the scouting report. Just going to go back here. But I remember hearing this last year that some teams wanted to trade for him this past season. And, you know, whenever you hear something like that, that's always a plus. You know, it kind of makes you like, oh, okay, like I do have a player here. If people are wanting to trade for him, like what do they see, you know? So I loved hearing that. I think it was actually the Montreal Canadiens that I heard that about. But yeah, nifty skater, great shot. What more could you want? And I mean, seriously, I see that fitting in so well with Leon Draisaitl in the next years to come. You know, someone who can really rip the puck, who's smart. You know, I think that's one thing that Leon is. He's a really, really smart player. That's why he works so well with Connor McDavid. He knows where to be and when to be there. And, you know, I think... and you know, that all comes from hockey IQ, man. Seriously, I could see Xavier Bourgault being that guy, like just always at the right place, right time, where Leon Draisaitl wants him, and now that is just sweet. Yeah, in the future, I could see him being like a consistent 20 goal scorer in the following years to come. And who's to say he doesn't chip in 30, you know, every now and then. You look at some of these players that are drafted, you know, right in the 20s. That's not something far-fetched. Yeah, Kyle Connor, I know Kyle Connor wasn't quite a 20 overall pick. I think he was like 16th maybe, but yeah, and he's chipping in almost 50 this year, so he's not far off from that. And Xavier Bourgault, I'm not saying he's going to be a 50 goal scorer, but he's definitely, the Oilers do have a player here. I see without a doubt in my mind, there's no way that this guy isn't an impact player in the NHL. I think everything he has done in the Q, he takes that and he brings it to the NHL. Maybe not at that extent, but I still think you're getting a really, really good player here. And that is why I wanted to talk about him today. Honestly, guys, that pretty well wraps up this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Am I sounding crazy? Am I out of lunch? Do you think Dylan Holloway has more upside than Xavier Bourgault? I'd love to hear your opinions in the comment section below. As always, the support has been amazing, so let's keep it up, guys. That's all I got for this one, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.